Welcome to Design Your Destiny, your podcast for tapping into the power of your subconscious mind. In this next few minutes, allow me to show you how to tap into that power so that you can create success with ease, form deeper connections, and have greater presence in your relationships, and most importantly, find peace within yourself. My name is Penny Chason, and I'm your host. Hello, my joyful souls. It is Penny, and I want to talk to you a little bit about your free will. And this comes up because there is a misperception out there, or a myth, if you will, about exactly how hypnosis works. And I want to clarify that for you today, because when we have certain expectations, when we make certain assumptions, then we may not get the results that we're looking for, and we might not understand why. Your free will to choose is one of your most powerful assets that you have free will. You can choose. You can decide. You get to decide. As a matter of fact, everything that you have and experience in your life, you have made some decision at some point that has allowed you to come to be in this place, whatever it is. You choose your thoughts. Sometimes our thoughts bubble up, and then we get to choose, do we want to follow those thoughts? Or we can choose to change our thoughts, to reframe our thinking, to stop thinking. So I've just kind of digressed a little bit. But let me give you an example of exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Hypnosis is a great thing. Shifting subconscious beliefs is so important when you are looking to get into alignment with what you want. So to get into alignment, what alignment is, things become easy, they flow, they are effortless when our conscious desires, our values, and our subconscious beliefs are aligned. When those three things are aligned, then it's like someone flipped a switch. So I'm going to give you an example. I don't necessarily take on specifically weight loss clients, but weight loss is one of the easiest examples of what I'm talking about here. So take, for example, you really love chocolate Hostess cupcakes. You love Hostess cupcakes, right? And you come in because you want to lose weight, you want to eat healthy, you want to stop eating junk food. So when I did work with weight loss clients, one of the first things I asked is, what is your plan? Like, how are you going to handle preparing for your meals? What are you going to do when you're going out to eat? Because I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a meal planner. I don't do that for people. And then I would customize the hypnosis to the plan that they chose. And I would be sure and reinforce things like when they go to shop, that they take a list, that they've had something to eat before they go shop, that they have snacks when they're traveling or they're working away from home or they're going to be in their car. Now, I can give suggestions for these things, but take, for example, someone who needs to go grocery shopping, and they find that they're short on time, so they use their free will, they choose to not eat before they go to the grocery store. And then they get to the grocery store and they have a list, and they're going around the store and they're picking the healthy foods, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know what, I've got to have something now. I feel myself getting irritable, my sugar's dropping, I've got to have something now. And they decide to turn down the cookie aisle. And when they turn down the cookie aisle, they're getting the Hostess cupcakes, they're getting the Chips Ahoy, and they're putting whatever else in their buggy. I can give someone the hypnotic suggestions in alignment with what they want, which is that they only purchase healthy foods, that they go to the store with the list. But at the end of the day, if they don't consciously decide when that thought pops in our mind, oh, you know what, I just want one cupcake, that's all I want. If they don't consciously decide in that moment that I'm someone who eats healthy, and they choose to not go down that aisle, they're going to go down that aisle. Hypnotic suggestion does not violate free will. At the end of the day, you have your power of choice, which rolls into one of the things I see often is people will reach out to me, and one of their challenges is that they can't commit. They don't follow through. And what I will then do is turn it around on them and ask them, well, how committed are you to getting rid of this problem? Because that tells me a lot. If they tell me they're not completely committed to getting rid of the problem, that tells me that even though we do the work, if they're presented with a choice, if they're not 100% committed to making the choice that they want, then it's likely they're going to make the choice that they don't want. In other words, sometimes people think that hypnosis is a magic switch, and it's not. You can realign your beliefs. You can realign the way that you look at the world. You can even realign and accept the suggestion that, oh, when I see that cupcake, I'm just like going to look the other way. If the person had been committed to making sure they weren't hungry before they went to the grocery store, when the thought of that cupcake popped in their mind, they would have said, yeah, no, I don't want that. I can tell you, they would have said, yeah, no, I don't want that. But what happened is they were in a space of where they were hungry. If they were running behind, they were probably frustrated. That would fall under anger. Probably frustrated. And if it's at the end of their day, they might have even been tired. And we can very easily fall into our old patterns when we're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, instead of deciding and following through with what we know is good for us. Now, why do I bring all of this up? Because you're probably sitting here saying, you know, Penny, in one breath, you said that hypnosis is great, it's effective, you can change beliefs, you can change the way you look at things, and then in the next breath, you're saying, but it can't make you not turn down the cookie aisle. And that's because as humans, we have this powerful ability to change our mind. In a split second, we can change our mind as to what we want. That's where free will comes in. To give you an example, years ago, I started running. And at first I didn't want to run, but I had this motivation. And I'm not a morning person. I don't like early mornings. I was getting out of bed at 4:30 in the morning, and I was running 4 miles to work. It was 1.5 miles from my house. And I would get up early in the morning, pack a clean change of clothes into a pack my lunch, and I would put on my running shoes and I would run laps near my house before I ran to the hospital so I could get in 4 miles. I did that 3 days a week. And then on Saturdays, I ran 6 miles. And what I did was each morning when I woke up, when the alarm went off, if my mind went somewhere else, I'm like, no, I'm a runner. I'm getting out of bed, because I chose the identity of a runner. And then there was a car accident where my back kind of got jolted a little bit. There was some inflammation and things, nothing major at all. However, I had to stop running for a brief period of time so that the inflammation could settle down and the tendons and the ligaments could just, heal and settle into place. So I was working with a physical therapist who is also a chiropractor, went into a regimen. And when I went to start back running, I didn't have the same motivation that I had had before. And I would start running, I would run for a while, and then I would stop. and I would run for a while and I would stop. And since I've come here to Mississippi, several times I have started to run, but then I stop. And I have reasons that I stop, but if I was 100% committed to running, I would not allow those reasons to stop me. I would find a way to make it work and to make it happen in my favor. So that is the difference between 100% committed and not 100% committed. And when you want to go into, say, you want the motivation to explore something new in your business. Maybe you don't have a business yet, but you know you want to start a business and you find that you're holding back, you're hesitating, you're resisting actually doing the things. I can help you to eliminate the beliefs that are holding you back and resisting you, the things that are creating the excuses. And I can give you the suggestions that allow you to build the habit of working in that business on a regular basis. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to, I could sit and watch Netflix for an hour, or I could go do some market research, which isn't sexy, but it's a part of business, because when we're in business, we get to do things that we don't like to do so that we can serve and do the things that we love to do. That is a part of business. That is a part of life. There's always going to be something that we may not like to do, that we get to do so that we can do what we love to do. So while at the end of the day, we can do the suggestions and I can get you to commit in hypnosis that this is natural, it's easy, I just do it, and you're building this new habit. When you are building a new habit to replace an old habit, that old pathway is still there. So it takes consistency. You have to be committed to when that alternative idea pops up. You say, no, said I was going to work for an hour, I'm going to work for an hour, and then it's easy. All that mind chatter in the back of the head going, oh yeah, but Netflix, but this show, but that show. The hypnosis helps get rid of all that. But when the opportunity comes up where it's like, I could watch Netflix or I could go work in the office, at the end of the day, you get to choose. You get to choose what you do. So I just want you to consider that when we talk about how hypnosis and subconscious reprogramming and NLP, these types of things, when we talk about how they are not mind control, that's what we're talking about. It can't violate your free will. At the end of the day, you get to make a choice. What hypnosis does is it makes that choice easy. It makes it effortless, but it's still your choice. You get to choose. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Design Your Destiny. If you are looking to uncover whatever it is that might be creating some resistance for you, then if you want to tackle it fast, I want you to head over to the website, pennychason.com/mindset, and get your free copy of The Mindset Myth. If you would like to tackle this issue faster, then go to pennychason.com/blueprint and let's book your free subconscious blueprint call. I will ask you some questions. We will explore it. I will lay it all out for you so you know exactly where to start to tackle your mindset subconsciously for your success. Bye now. Thank you for listening today. If you've enjoyed this episode of Design Your Destiny, I would appreciate it if you would head over to iTunes and leave a positive review. When you leave a positive review, it's like podcast currency, and we can increase our reach and get the message to even more people that they, just like you, have the ability to design their destiny. And remember, subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.